Hey guys, what's going on? It's Thursday. Oh my God, I was gonna say it's Wednesday, but it's actually Thursday. Um, so interesting because let me see. I just want to see if I can. What is going on here? Okay. I wanted to see if I could see the comments, but I'm not sure I can do that on here. Okay, I'm not sure I can see comments. Okay, if somebody's out there and you're listening, maybe make a comment so I can see. Oh, here, wait, maybe I can see here. Oh, hi. Okay, I see comments now. Hey, guys. Um, all right, so happy to be here. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. All right, so I wanted to make a video today about cancer and coronavirus. And I was a little nervous that maybe it was going to be somewhat insensitive, so I hesitated. And then I reached out to a few people who have been through it, and they were all like, no, make the video. It's important to make the video. So I'm making the video. Um, you know, this whole thing about coronavirus and what's going on in the world, and people are kind of freaking out. Like, I find that this has sort of exasperated who people are, right, and their personality. So, for example, if they are nervous Nellies, they're super nervous, and if they are like calm, cool, collected, they're even more cool. If they are somebody who is like not doesn't buy into this stuff, they're out shopping and doing whatever, they're out and about and not quarantining. So it's so interesting how this really has exasperated people's personalities. I just find it such an interesting psychology experiment in a way. And so the reason I mention that is because oftentimes when I talk about my cancer journey, people will say to me, oh my gosh, if I was diagnosed with cancer, I would just, go on the couch and curl up like a ball. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't. You would do what you have to survive. That's what we've all done. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. I think that for me, and this is my experience, and it's a few people's experiences before, and maybe if somebody is out there that has dealt with something life changing in their lives prior to this, you can relate to it, and let me know if you can. Um, the whole feeling around all of what's happening right now feels exactly like being diagnosed with cancer. And what do I mean by that? Here are the similarities. When you get diagnosed with cancer, or let me talk about it from my point of view. When I got diagnosed with cancer, I felt like I wanted my old life back. I remember longing for the days prior to my diagnosis. Like, I just want my life back. You like immediately appreciate what you had before. It's a moment where your biggest problems turn into your smallest ones, right? And that's kind of what this is also. This is like, my biggest problem 2 weeks ago is now like not even on the radar, right? I have a whole set of new big problems. So it feels very similar in that fashion, in that, all of a sudden your life is completely like overnight changed and uprooted, and it feels like the ground has been pulled out from under you, and you don't really know how to navigate. You don't know what the right things are. You don't know what the right decisions are. There's a correlation between like when you go to your first doctor's appointments after you're diagnosed, and they're like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to have a mastectomy or a lumpectomy or, double mastectomy? What do you think is best? And you're like, I have no idea. What is best? I need to go do research. And the truth is, nobody really knows what's best for you. So there is no expert, there is no answer. So you just make the best, most logical decision you can. And of course, hindsight's 2020. We're going through that here too, right? So, for example, in hindsight, I did the right thing by having a double mastectomy, but some people don't have a double mastectomy and then later on need one and go, geez, in hindsight, I wish I would have known that. So, or in hindsight, I wish I would have done this or that or whatever it might be. So it feels that eerily similar feeling of waking up one day and all of a sudden your life is completely changed and not knowing what you're in for. So when you're first diagnosed, you're like, what's going to happen? Am I going to have surgery? Am I going to, Am I going to have treatment? Am I going to lose my hair? Am I going to be able to work? Am I going to lose, for me, I was like, am I going to lose my business? Am I going to be able to keep my appointments? Can I be around other people? So a lot of the questions that we're asking ourselves right now are so similar to when you first get diagnosed or when you go through something traumatic and your life is flipped upside down. The difference now is that we're all going through it. We're all in the same boat. Excuse me. I have a cough. And everybody keeps asking me, did you have coronavirus? And I keep saying no, but the answer is I really have no idea. I was sick a few weeks ago and I just have this cough left over and like, who really knows? But here we are, right? But I'm feeling okay, so you don't have to worry. But here we are. So, you know, everybody's in it together. Everybody's in it together. So in a way, there's almost no relief because I remember like when I had cancer, when I was diagnosed with cancer, um, I would go out to lunch with a girlfriend and I would say, let's just not talk about cancer. Let's talk about your life. What's going on in your life? So I would get like a reprieve from it. And right now there's just no reprieve from it. I mean, I try to stay in touch with my friends every day as much as I possibly can and check in on the people, especially my extroverted friends that are really struggling right now. I really have to say I never realized what an introvert I was until this whole thing started. My life has not changed that much because most of the work I do is from home unless I'm at the studio. So like my daily life, with the exception of the errands I used to run and going to the gym and being at the studio, hasn't really changed too much. Excuse me. So, my life hasn't changed too much. So for the people whose lives are completely uprooted and changed and like totally different, I see that they're having a hard time dealing with that. So I'm trying to support my friends that anywhere that I can and be in touch with people. And as much as I try not to talk about the coronavirus, it's always there. It's there. We're all talking about it. We're all worried about it. We're all, I'm friends with a lot of entrepreneurs. We're all like, what is going to happen with our business? It's the same questions. Am I going to lose my business? Are my clients not going to be loyal? Are people not going to have the money to pay anymore? Am I going to physically be able to do this? I mean, it is pretty crazy to me that something that I've spent 11 years building could be taken away in a week's time is just fascinating to me. I mean, I lost, along with a lot of people I know, all of my work basically. So it's definitely nerve-wracking. But here's the thing. I'm going to bring it back to cancer for 1 second. Okay. People are probably looking at me right now and going, I don't understand. You might lose your business. You're under a lot of pressure and what's going on. And we're going through crazy times and yet you have a smile on your face. And I'm going to tell you this. I have been through difficult things in my life, cancer being one of them, not the only one, but one of them. And I know for sure that all of the difficult things that I've been through in my life have led to something greater and better. And I am not at all trying to say to you, don't be worried, it's all good. Realize that I am blessed and I am privileged and I have food in my pantry and I have toilet paper in my cabinet and I have a roof over my head, and that makes me much more privileged than a majority of people in the United States and in the world. But I'm going to say this. That being said, I remember when I was diagnosed with cancer that my doctor said to me, it's going to be a shitty year and then you're going to figure out a way to rebuild. And they were right. It was a shitty year. In fact, I would argue with you that I've had a few shitty years. It was really shitty. But you know what? I made it out on the other side. And I feel now, for me personally, that we're going through this. There's that small part of me that's like, really? I mean, I was like just getting my shit back together and now we got to deal with this. But life is this. Life is always this. Life is always things being thrown at you. Life is always you making plans and God laughing. And I don't care if you're religious or not, that is just the way it is. So I think that for me, I feel that the things that I've done in my life that are hard has prepared me for this moment. I feel that this is so similar to cancer that I know it's going to be a shitty year. It's going to be a shitty year, you guys. It might even be a shitty 2 years. I don't know. I don't have the answer. Nobody has the answer. But I can tell you that everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. What's happening right now is temporary. In an hour from now, the governor can come on and tell you that your state is on lockdown. Or an hour from now, the president can come on and say we're grounding all airplanes. We don't know what is going to happen. And just like cancer, You don't know day to day, minute to minute, how you're going to feel, what to expect, or what the outcome is going to be often. We don't have the answers. The only thing that we can do right now is surrender, is to know that this is what is happening. We can take it minute by minute. We can take it day by day. We can support each other. And we can hope that when this is over, because it will be over one day, for sure, that I know, it will be over one day. And when it is over, that we will figure out a way to pick ourselves up, to carry on, and to rebuild our lives, maybe even in a totally different way. I mean, this experience is going to change us. And that is the beauty of this. And that was the beauty of cancer too, right? I mean, I'm writing a book about it right now. It's what I'm writing a book about, how cancer changes you and how to put your life back together after cancer. And that advice is exactly what everybody's going to need after this, because you have an option. You have choices of how you want to rebuild your life. Maybe you are a workaholic and now you're forced to stay home with your family and you're like, wait a minute, I kind of like this. Maybe not for, 3 months in a row, but I kind of like this and I want to incorporate more of this. Or maybe you're going out for walks and you've never walked before and it feels good to get out into nature and you're like, maybe I'll incorporate this in my life going forward. Or maybe you'll save more money next time for a rainy day. Or maybe you'll stock up on toilet paper, so just in case there's an emergency, because that's what we call PTSD, you guys. And that's a part of this also. There is going to be a level of a post-traumatic stress disorder around this event. So all of this is so similar to the cancer journey. And I do feel that my cancer journey has prepared me for this. It doesn't mean that it's going to make this easier. It doesn't mean that I'm not worried about my business or my finances or my stocks or my children or my health or anything like that. Of course, I'm having all of those same fears and worries that everybody else is. But I do feel like I have a toolbox and an arsenal that I know, okay, I know that I can get through hard things. Remember, I say this all the time. All I have to do is look down and see my scars and know that I can do hard things. This is going to suck, you guys. This is going to be hard. Just like cancer sucked. Cancer was hard. It was really hard. But there's another side. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And there is going to be here as well. And I just wanted to send that message to you guys today. And I want to send a shout out. I'm going to get a little emotional. I want to send a shout out to any of my friends in the cancer realm that are feeling it right now, because there is also a level of PTSD involved in trauma and stress and crisis. And I have to tell my body sometimes, we don't have cancer right now. We don't have cancer right now. This is not what's happening. Because my body's reacting in a way of like, okay, we're in crisis mode, we're in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, which is what we're all in right now, you guys, you may not realize it. We are all in survival mode right now. When you're in survival mode, the gravity of what's going on around you doesn't even really hit you yet. It doesn't really hit you actually until you're done. And that's essentially what I'm writing about in my book, that, we think that the hard part is going through it, and it's not. The hard part is really rebuilding your life after it. So I hope that doesn't sound negative, because I don't want you guys to go, oh shit, what do you mean? This isn't even the hard part yet. But I want to be realistic, like what we're doing right now is we're all surviving. We're all trying to just figure it the fuck out. We're just like, what can I do today to get through today? What can I do to get through this minute? What can I do to soothe myself and ease the stress? And where can I go, to get relief from this? Because there's nowhere to go. You can't hop on a plane and go somewhere. You can't call somebody that's not going through the same thing. Stop getting all of your relief from the alcohol cabinet in the fridge. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm serious, you guys. Like, I have this new game I'm playing with myself. Every time I want to emotionally eat, I'm just going to do 25 sit-ups instead, because that's the reality. And I am not saying that eating or drinking or doing drugs or whatever your choice is, maybe it's even exercising, to relieve your stress is a bad thing. I'm just saying, take care of yourself right now. Take care of yourself. You're in survival mode. You need to do what you need to do to get through this. And on the other side, we will rebuild our lives and we will rebuild our planet and we will rebuild our economy and rebuild our businesses. And we will have learned a lot of beautiful lessons. You have a choice today. Do you want to spend your time worrying, or do you want to spend your time thoughtfully, intentionally, and do something with it? I'm writing this book right now and I'm having a really hard time focusing. I am not going to lie to you. There are days where I'm like, how do you even write about anything? Nothing else is important right now. But I know I want to look back when this is over and go, wow, look, I created something with this time. I did something with my time. Crisis cultivates creativity. And I don't just mean that in picking up a paintbrush or a drawing or writing something or making music. What I mean is be creative in your life. How can you give back to your community? How can you help other people? How can you get creative in family time, in meals, in what you're doing with your day? How do you get creative? So I'm struggling too. Listen, I feel like these days are long and I'm getting nothing done. It's like the weirdest thing ever, but one day at a time. That's it. One moment at a time, you guys. We are all in this together, and it goes to show that we're all more alike than we are different, and we need to support each other through this. And so again, love to everybody. My cancer survivors out there, all of my friends that hit, and the cancer patients. I mean, God, cancer patients right now, I can't even imagine what it's like to be in a world right now where your immune system is low and people are all over the place sick. Super, super, super scary. So I want to send you guys some extra love. There are people, we're all in this together, but there are people that need a little extra love right now. So find them. I have a little project that I'm working on to send people a little bit of extra love, which I will post about on my Instagram story when I finally put it into action. And I just wanted to kind of touch base. I haven't done a live on my Facebook page a long time. I will put this up on YouTube as well. For anybody out there that is a cancer previvor, survivor, metavivor, patient, anything. I have a Facebook group where we're all connecting on there. So if you guys want to be a part of that, let me know. I'll post something about it below. Just a little shameless plug on that. But otherwise, I wish you guys all a really amazing, healthy, happy day anywhere that you can find it. And if you need help, reach out to me or somebody else, because you don't have to be alone with the scary thoughts and all the what ifs and all the negativity. We don't need that right now. What we need right now is positivity. We're in survival mode and we are going to survive this. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see there's a lot of comments. I'm going to go read them now. And you guys are amazing. I hope you have a good day and stay healthy. And for God's sake, stay home and wash your damn hands. Bye, guys.